Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Last episode, we saw these three guys unite. We saw a carnage happen over here, the establishment of the Republic of Azerbaijan. We saw a war happen over here that ended in the dissolution of Hejaz, Egypt, and the North state over here that was also Egyptian. We saw a lot of exploration being done over here in the north, the discoveries of these fellas. We saw Rome invade these guys, beginning the age of expansion, and we saw a cure for the plague being discovered by these guys. But now that we're done with the recap, it's time to get into this video, shall we? But yeah, the first thing that's gonna happen in this episode is these five guys uniting. After many meetings discussing this topic, they finally decided that for a better future, it is a lot better to unite, reforming the Kingdom of Italy. Breaking news: due to the growing presence of Turkish pirates, trade between Greece and its colony Libya has become impossible, so Greece will just give independence to Libya. Also, the Sultanate of Kurdistan declares himself emperor and immediately declares war on Turkey. But Turkey ain't alone, because they're allied to these guys, who are allied to Bulgaria, who are allied to Syria, because guess what? Turkish pirates aren't the only pirates in the Mediterranean Sea, and Syria is allied to Sudan. So we got four nations joining this war, one after the other. But Kurdistan isn't alone, because they're allied to these four guys, and Azerbaijan, along with Iraq. So now it's a 7v5. But since these five nations are not really the strongest, yeah, that means that Kurdistan and Iraq are doing the heavy lifting. And the first nation to act in this war, Syria, who will in fact directly just straight up go towards the capital of Iraq. Iraq immediately will attempt an encirclement, but Syrian reinforcements will instead encircle them, and yeah, I think you can guess what happened to those troops. Meanwhile, the Kurds will start an invasion into Turkey, while also finally convincing the Greeks to join this war on their side. So now Greece joined the war on the side of the Kurds. Not only that, but the Kurds are able to do a landing over here in the Egyptian territory of Syria. All the while, Syria is able to take over the island of Cyprus. Turkey, on the other hand, is trying their best to fight off the Kurds and the Greeks on the other side, but are failing to do so as Greece takes over the entire island of Crete and also does a landing on the mainland, while the Kurds on the other side just continue their offensive. Syria will take over these three cities, while also capturing the capital of Iraq, all the while pushing the Kurds out of their Egyptian territory. The Bulgars will attack Greece up over here in the north, making them take some forces from the south so they can defend against the Bulgars. All while Syria finally decides to invade into Kurdistan, which now has to pull forces away from this front to fight in this front, making it easy for the Turks to regain their lost territories. This pink Turkish nation will do a landing over here, capture Crete, capture the capital of Egypt, and go after, this entire island. Or actually no, it isn't an island, it's a peninsula. While Bulgaria also continues its invasion of Greece up north. Meanwhile over here, Syria just continues capturing a bunch of cities everywhere. These guys see no reason to be in this war since they have no bad opinion about any of the countries they are fighting against, so they just leave. They're out. Azerbaijan will do the same thing. This all happens while Bulgaria takes over this upper half of Greece, while the pink Turkish nation just takes over of the south. With the Iraqi having the entire top half of their nation under the control of their enemy, they will just surrender, leaving the Kurds all alone. And since it's a 5v1, it's gonna be a really easy win for the 5. But the Kurds keep on fighting even though more than half of their nation has been taken over by the enemy. With that, there's gonna be a siege of their capital, which will be successfully be captured by Syrian forces, leaving the rest of the Kurdish nation to surrender. So this is what the peace treaty looks like. Yeah, you can tell a lot has changed. So both Turkey and Syria will annex large amounts of territory from Kurdistan, and Kurdistan just becomes a puppet of Syria, while Iraq gets completely annexed into Syria. Also, I forgot to remove their capital. There we go, much better. Meanwhile, Turkey also annexed the other half of the island of Crete, while Bulgaria just annexed the entire panhandle that Greece had. But yeah, that's the whole peace treaty. After the end of this war, Rome just decides to invade these guys. So now these guys are panicking like crazy. Turkey joins in immediately since these two guys are still allied. The Turks will immediately send forces up over here and start invading the Romans alongside the Italians who surround the capital of Rome, which is Rome. Hungary sees this as an opportunity to take over all these cities and finally have a coast to the sea. These guys will do the same thing. We see a rebellion pop up over here. So that's also more bad news. These guys finally have the opportunity to come back and they take it. Rome finally gets fully captured. Turks send more ships over here to take over these two cities, while also cutting off the peninsula from mainland Europe, while the Italians just continue going up the peninsula. Another rebellion pops up over here. More cities get captured by the Hungarians. These guys finally complete their mission and fully proclaim their independence yet again. The Roman Senate just completely collapses and the new government takes over. So this government is also willing to negotiate with these guys to see what the best peace deal is for the Romans. So this is what the peace treaty looks like. As you can see, Rome has been reduced to this, but there's something going on over here. It's quite odd actually, because the government will immediately just collapse for the second time, and the Italians will just take over it. So Italy just annexes this whole entire territory, which means Italy has successfully united the northern part of the peninsula. Well, not the entire northern part, since we do have the Turkish over here, but they're cool with the Turks right now, so this is fine. Meanwhile, Greece will attempt to take back its lost territories from Bulgaria. This obviously will go wrong, and Greece will just end up in a worse situation. So now Greece is even smaller than before. I really hope they don't try anything. I really hope they don't try to take all that land back, because it will backfire. The Syrians, thirsty for more territory to conquer, will turn to Libya and will launch a surprise invasion of Libya. So the Libyans are cooked. With the rapid advance of the Syrian army, Libya can actually do nothing about it. Like seriously, there's nothing they can do. So their capital will just get captured and they will capitulate, with them being completely annexed by Syria. But Syria wants more land. So they turn to the explored territories that are not conquered yet, and will slowly take over all this territory. Meanwhile, the Germans will just start expanding south, while these guys will start expanding north. So they have a coast, because right now they are landlocked. These guys will expand north as well, but it's for a completely different reason. The gold team will complete conquering this entire river. These guys will conquer all this territory. Meanwhile, we're seeing more exploration around the Caspian over here. So yeah, with the entire coast of the Caspian Sea now being explored, with these guys deciding they will conquer some of this territory they have just discovered. You see a group of people from Azerbaijan actually come over here and form a new nation. You see the Danes also conquer some territories up over here that they have explored. You see the Italians conquer Corsica and half of Sardinia, while the other half gets conquered by the Turks. But yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. So thank you everyone for watching, like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and goodbye.